Looking crazy per usual. Hair's in the, what do you call it, Mads? The iconic bun. All right, let me tuck in the scragglers. All right. So today we're going to be talking about how to lead your team from the front. And I feel like this phrase is said so often, but it's not really like broken down as to exactly what that means. Not to say that there's not videos on how to like lead your team, but I find most often it's just said, you know? So first of all, I'll start with mindset because that's just like everything. But especially when you're a leader, you guys, I expect every single leader on this team to be controlling the first 30 minutes of their day. Otis, come here. Come here. So that you're prepared for what is going to come at you. Because not only are you going to get the no's in your DMs or the random stuff that you're going to encounter. Hang on one sec. Are you going to join me? We have a visitor. Anyways, you have to be making sure that you are so mentally prepared for what's going to come your way that day that nothing can break you down. And shit happens, you guys. Like, life is life, and we are going to encounter different things both in our personal life and in our business every single day. And that's why self-development is just so huge. So yeah. She's saying hi. Anyway, Jay's saying hi. So I can drop in some of the chats like my favorite leadership books. For sure, anything by John Maxwell. The book that I'm reading right now is called Dare to Lead, and that one's really good too. There's so many books, you guys. And I know that we talk a lot about controlling your first 30 minutes, and it seems so silly until you start doing that every single week. I love you so much. Hang on, sorry. Yes, high performing habits. Connor was just reading something too that was like, what is it called? Like Habits of a Millionaire, or like Millionaire Habits or something like that. That one's really good too. So there's tons of books that we could recommend for this topic specifically, you guys. And I know that it sounds so cheesy, like I was saying, to control your first 30 minutes and to journal and to do all this stuff. But when you really start doing it and you really implement that, your team sees that too. And it's so fun to be able to get on Zooms and to do it with them or whatever. So when I'm talking about leading from the front with your mind, you have to know that your team is going to come bitching to you, for lack of better words. And sorry, there's going to be some swearing in this video. So if you're offended by that, you should probably turn it off. But they're going to come to you with stuff. They're not as far along in this business as we are, you guys. So things that bother me now, things that don't bother me now probably bugged the crap out of me when I first joined, and probably bug your distributors also. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to have these experiences, and we have to show them how to handle it properly. And I want to kind of take it back to our generation too. Like, we live in such a microwave society, and I don't know about you guys, but especially when I was a property manager and like someone sent me a nasty email, my first response is to reply immediately. Like, maybe that's just me, but I'm the type of person that's like about to spit something back right away. And that's just because, sorry, I have like a dog hair. I don't know, that's just how I've always been. I've always just like, well, what about this or whatever. But when you take the time to sit back and be like, okay, this is the situation that I'm dealing with, or this is the situation that my distributor is dealing with, and put it away and walk away for 2 hours and then come back to it, you usually have more of a level head and can come back to that with a better solution or whatever. But a lot of that is just going to come with time and growing your mind. So leading your team from the front with mindset is doing your self-development every single day, controlling your first 30 minutes, showing them how to find the positivity in things that are negative, how to deal with poor conversation, like all of those things. The other thing that I just personally feel like is such an obvious is completing your 6 list every day. You guys, if you are telling your downline to do something you're not doing, it's not going to get done. There's not a single thing that I ask you guys to do that I'm not willing to do myself, or I'm not doing 2 times that already. And I don't say that disrespectfully. I just mean like 90% of the stuff that I ask you to do is a quarter of what I'm doing every day. So like, just get your 6 list done. It's so simple. Post, message, follow up, post on your story, grow your network. That's it. You know what I mean? It's not like, I said something this morning to my distributor's husband of like, not overcomplicating things. It's so easy for us to overcomplicate this business, and all we get paid on is putting people in the system. So sign loyal customers and sign distributors. That's all you have to do. And I know that it sounds like, oh, well, it's not as easy as that, Lex. Well, if you're completing your 6 list every day and you have a positive attitude, it really is that easy. If you're preaching over your business and over your charts every single day, that your team is enrolling thousands of BV, that people are flocking to you, you're writing every single day your affirmations, or you're saying them out loud of like, I attract hardworking people, I'm a money magnet, people flow easily to me, dream clients come to me, you know, like, what are you preaching over your team? What are you preaching over your business? Because the universe's only job is to tell you yes. So if you're saying that this is hard and that no one's coming to you, no one's responding to you, your hacks aren't working, the scripts that you're sending out never work, well, guess what? They're probably never going to work for your team either, because that's the attitude that you have. But don't you remember when you very first started and you're like, oh my God, I'm so excited. And every person that you talk to, even if they don't support you, is so excited with you. Like, do you remember that fire? I have a newbie sitting in my house right now, and literally watching her work fires me up again. Like, when you watch your downline get excited, it re-excites you. But you have to also show them in the beginning, like, the reason that people sign is because you're excited, right? What's up? Okay, hang on. Let me pause this. Hang on. Anyways, okay, so post on your story, grow your network, message, follow up. Just do those things every single day. And you guys, I'm not asking you to send 300 messages. I'm not asking you to post 6 times a day. Pick your bare minimum. Like, I put something in the push the other day of like, walk, jog, run. And I really love those examples because it really does give you like a basis. And I post 6 lists all the time, but ultimately you're the one who has to do the work. You're the one who has to show your team how to enroll. You're the one that has to show like everything, all the tools that I've given you has to trickle down, and that's just layered leadership, right? Like, I would drown myself, and you will drown yourself as leaders if you try to like handle everyone at the same time, right? So the way that we do this business successfully is creating duplication. So when you enroll a distributor, your job's not over just by enrolling them. You need to now show them how to get people in the business, how to get people to buy the products. And that sounds so bad, like not get them to, but you know what I'm saying? So mindset, 6 list. The next is your enrollments, you guys. Like, I hate to say this, but like I said on a Zoom a little while ago, or like yesterday, or no, it was when I went live in the push page. Last month was the only month that I haven't completed my steps to success in the 1.5 years being in this business. And I honestly think that it was just because I wasn't following up enough, which is boo-boo on me. But in 2 years, that's the only time that I've done that. There is no excuse, you guys, for us not being able to complete our steps to success except for this. My mind was stopping me from doing that. I was in a fun class month. Personal shit was happening in my life. Like, that was just where I was, and I fully accept that. But do you see how we've already doubled our enrollments just this month? Look at where, like, why do you think that that is? I want you to drop in the chat. Like, why do you think that we have doubled the enrollments? I personally think it's because this team has not been this excited for months. We are getting so much new blood in this business, so many new people, new distributors coming in that are creating that coal that's just festering in the bottom of that fire and is keeping us all hot, right? Yes, we're all pumped. Oh my gosh, I love it. Leaders Eat Last. Yes, I'm so glad that you wrote that one down. That one's a really good book. Anyways, so really focusing on making sure that you, like, your goal personally, if you wanted to ask me what your goal should be, not only to promote, but to double your Steps to Success every single month. Like my goal is to double or triple it every single month. And I know that sounds so cliche, but shoot for the moon and you'll land on the stars. Right? Like don't set yourself, if Steps to Success is their bare minimum, double it, triple it, 10x it. 10x is a really good book if you haven't read it either, by the way. Anyways, this is going to be really short, you guys, and sweet and to the point. But ultimately, leading from the front is just doing the things, showing up for your business, showing your team like exactly what to do. They don't know what they don't know. No distributor comes into this business knowing how to work this. You had no clue what you were doing until you were trained, right? Like drop a 1 if you agree. Like you had no clue what you were doing. I know I personally like joined and was petrified and like thought I was just never going to get help. Turns out we have like the best training ever, right? But that's because we do screenshots. We show them exactly what to post. We show them exactly what to put on their stories. We teach them how to grow their network. But usually when our team's not working or the enrollments aren't coming in, it's because we're not doing that grit work. We're not doing the 6 list. We're not showing them exactly how we're bringing those people in. So that's our job, is to just show them exactly what we're doing. I know that I'm kind of repeating myself, but I just feel like that this is so simple and we just overthink it so much. Like leading from your team is just doing leading from the front is just doing exactly that. Bringing in the enrollments, creating layered leadership, doing your 6 list every day, working on your mind. That's it. So do you guys have any questions, or Mads, do you want to add anything?
Excuse the Hungry Hungry Hippos in the background. My kid's playing the game. It's very annoying. I think just going back to mindset, it all comes down to your habits and your rituals and what you do every single morning. We could say control your first 30 minutes, but that's going to differ from person to person depending on your habits, which is why I recommended High Performing Habits, because it's really a book on figuring out how you function best and how you work your life in a better way. And if you're doing your high performance habits every single day, so in the morning, I get up before Layla does every single morning. I do 30 minutes of my book, and then I sit here in this exact spot for the next 12 hours. No, I'm just kidding. Not really, kind of. And then I come here and I'm doing the things that my brain needs to do to get ready. So I'm journaling. I'm writing down all of my things. I'm listening to a podcast, and then I'm working out. So that's added to my list of things that I do every morning. And I hate it. And I freaking hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it. But it gets me like awake and alive, and I'm like ready to go for my day. And then I stretch, and then I do one household thing that needs to get done. Whether it's the dishes or vacuuming or cleaning my freaking toilet or whatever it is. I do one household thing, because then I feel like my house is clean and I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the day. So I think keeping your mornings as what you do every single day to make you feel good and make you feel like you conquered something. You go into working like, oh, I can do this. This is easy. I'm sitting in this exact spot all day, just here while Layla's Hungry Hungry Hippos is going off in the background. And I don't own the rights to this Mickey Mouse playing in the background either, FYI.
Ditto, it's my movie. No, I think that that's so huge. Like, it does really come down to habits. And you guys, we talk so much about self-discipline. Like, ultimately, that's what this comes down to. No one wakes up every single morning except for when you're in your first week of your business and is jumping for joy to work. Like, eventually, she's like, I do. I'm so excited. No, but like 2 years into the business, you know what I mean? Like, it's my job. As much as I love it and it is so fulfilling, it's not like I spring out of bed like I did my first month. But this month I have been. And like, I seriously feel like it's because I have grown so much mentally in the last 30 days. This team has grown so much, and our excitement level is just so high. Like, we are vibing so hard as a team right now. It's insane. I love it. I love what's happening. And I just want to take a second to like praise you guys, especially as leaders. Number one, to say thank you. You guys have shown up. Like, this is not because this training even is not because you guys aren't doing these things. It's just a friendly reminder, and maybe there's going to be some leaders who are watching this on replay who have never heard these things before and don't know how to lead their team from the front. But ultimately, like, yes, the 5-second rule is like my life right now. I'm so glad that you're loving it. I'm like, nope, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get your butt out of bed. Come here. But this is just, number one, is a friendly reminder, but two, like, it's really easy to feel like alone in this. And I think that it's just so huge that we as leaders come together often and talk about the things that we're going through, talk about what's working for us, talk about leading your team from the front, just so that there's that community aspect. And I was just listening to earlier, I can't remember what book it was. I'm going to totally butcher it. But there was a book that I was listening to, and they were basically talking about creating this like safe zone. And I really do think of our team as like a safe zone, both for me, for my family, for you guys, like to be able to come and, what's the deal? And talk about whatever you need to or whatever you want. Here, do you want to color? Why don't you color? And I think that that's what creates a good team environment also, and leading your team from the front is like making sure that your team knows that they can come to you for whatever, and that this is truly a family, and this is so much more than a paycheck. Like, we are here to serve each other and to serve the other people that we're helping, right? Our customers, our potentials, all of that. So does anybody have any questions, or do you want to add anything else? I know that this Zoom was like so all over the place. I'm like even debating posting this recording, but
You have to post the recording. I spoke. I'm just kidding. No, I think at the end of the day, how you start your day is how you're going to end it. And if I know myself so well that if I start my day in my bed and I don't leave bed until noon, I will get nothing done all day. And then it'll be 9 o'clock at night, and I'll be like, where the hell did my day go? And then I'm going to be like, well, now I have to shove all day's worth of work into like 3 hours because I got to go to bed. I'm tired. So, like, if I don't start my day the way that I start my day every single morning, my schedule's automatically thrown off. And I know that. And you, as you grow your schedule and as you grow your habits and your rituals and everything that you do every single day, you will start to realize how different you feel when you lay in bed till noon or when you get up at 8 or 7.
Your team sees it, you guys. Like, whether you know it or not, your team is watching every move that you make. And we say it too, like, if you take a day off, your team is taking a week off. If you take a week off, your team is taking a month off. You guys, you have to show them the vision and what this truly can do for them. And even if you haven't made $1,000 paycheck yet, or you're new or whatever, like, it's coming. And you have to just know and have faith both in the business and yourself that you can make it happen. Because if you don't believe it about yourself, why would your team believe it about themselves? If you're preaching diamond and you're not diamond yet because you don't believe in your heart that you can go there, why would your team believe they can get there too? I know every single person on this team can make over $10,000 a month because I've done it. I know that I can make as much as ambassadors and freaking black diamonds make because I've already come this far and because I've met them at conference. That's why we talk about events being so huge, especially for leaders. You have to have faith. You have to know that you can do this too. And everything that you feel about yourself is an exact mirror in your team. Your enrollments, how hard they're working their 6 list, what their vision is. Like, it is completely identical to you. And if you don't believe it, they won't either. So I want to end us on that. Mads, unless you have something else to say, I really think that you guys, like I said, I know that this is so over the place. Like, the first 10 minutes of this Zoom, I hope that they just like completely skip forward. But the point, I think, is good. It's so simple. Do your 6 list every day. Get those freaking enrollments in. Get excited again. Like, get excited about, get back to the days. Remember what you were doing when you first started. Remember that feeling and just get back to that. And then remind your team of that feeling too. And make sure that your newbies keep that fire. So I love you guys. I'm going to end it at this. I guess I'll post the recording. I'll stop.